So, how do you go about planning a shoot? Creating mood boards, researching the best lights, cameras, lenses for your project and budget level? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be covering all of that and the best paid and free apps out there. Keep in mind this video isn't sponsored at all and this is all based off of my own personal experience. To start off, I'm going to talk about my favourite website of all time, ShotDeck. Now, not only do I use this on every film project that I'm on, but I also use it on every YouTube video too, because whilst it doesn't have as many titles as some of the other film stills databases, it's focusing on quality rather than quantity. Obviously they are adding films consistently and have a list of about 5,000 movies that will be added over the next few years. So, unlike some of the other apps, with ShotDeck you can browse by everything you could ever think of. Cinematographer, director, the time of day, the genre, the aspect ratio, the lab process, the lens size, the lighting type, the colour, the number of people in the shot, the gender, the age, the ethnicity. They've truly thought of everything to make your life easier, and coming in at only $13 a month or $100 yearly, it's really hard to find a viable competitor. However, if you are looking for a more budget-friendly option, MovieStillsDB is, in my opinion, the best free alternative out there, and before I learned about ShotDeck a few years ago, it was all I used. Now, unlike ShotDeck, you can't create mood boards in the website itself, but it's still a great source for movie stills if you don't want to be stuck on Google. I'd say overall I would go for ShotDeck if you can, because it's pretty much impossible to find anything comparable to it, and even if you did, it probably wouldn't have the insanely knowledgeable team backing it. So, as far as researching the best cameras, lights, lenses, lighting techniques, everything really, it's hard to find better websites than Cinematography.com and RogerDeakins.com. However, I like them for very different reasons. Starting off with Cinematography.com, if you have a question about anything regarding cinematography, this is the place to go. You not only get an abundance of other questions, cinematographers, aspiring cinematographers, people in the camera department, that you wouldn't even think of asking, but also answers from members from some of the most esteemed societies in the world, as well as other masters of their craft. I mean, I rarely have to ask questions on there because they have already been answered by someone who's been working in the industry for 20 years. Now, as for RogerDeakins.com, if you have a question regarding how he lit one of his films, or even just a question for him, you'll be able to find it here, as not only does he have a plethora of lighting plans from the past 35 years covering the majority of his films, but he's also explained in detail how he achieved certain shots. I've been using this source for years and I have learnt more there than I would have anywhere else, from the lighting plans posted to the deep dives in specific aspects. Now, both of these sites are great for different reasons, so it's down to you to decide which is best for you, or maybe you just want to use them both equally, which is what I do. But how do you go about planning your lighting? Because most of the time you can't just do it in person. You are either renting lights, can't bring stand-ins in, don't have the time. There are too many reasons to mention, but luckily with programs like the ones I'll mention, you can do it all from your laptop. So, first of all, we have CineTracer, and this you can actually get on Steam. But what is it? Well, in their own words, it's a real-time cinematography simulator made with Unreal Engine, and this is basically the dream for cinematographers. It allows us to have full control of nearly everything in the scene, have realistic lighting, a plethora of lighting choices, grip equipment, pretty much everything you could think of. Now, if you don't want to jump into buying this piece of software, you could also just use ShotDesigner, and whilst you won't see what the lighting looks like, you can still plan your lighting setup so that everything goes smoothly once you get to set. I've used this for a while now, and as far as free software goes, it's brilliant, and I definitely try it out for a few weeks before diving into CineTracer. Before I end this video, I'm just going to add that I plan everything in Notion, and so far, I haven't found a better app. It's cross-compatible, lets me create lists, scripts, I can even add a Spotify playlist for a potential soundtrack. It's free for personal use, and I really can't recommend it enough. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Notice if you did have a recommendation for an analysis, leave it down below. Thanks so much for watching, and maybe I'll see you next time. Bye!